Well, in news that absolutely nobody will find surprising, Sam and Mark have announced that they are now officially a couple outside of Survivor. In other news, water is still wet. So this episode began with Sulky Kent. Sulky Kent upset that Jackie got voted out last night, so he's not going to spit the dummy, he's just going to sulk all day long. But we'll get back to them in a minute. Let's first deal with the tribe that didn't have to go to tribal council, which is Summertown. Ben, the man of no tribe, the man of Nowhereville, who just kind of floats around, who I actually completely forgot about in last episode's strategic breakdown. I just forgot to put him on the grid there because I just forgot he was there. He's easy to forget about. He says that he's actually feeling much more accepted in Summertown than he did back in Asaga, and he reveals that he would be willing to vote out Henry despite his friendship with him if it was required of this new tribe. That's bad news for Henry. I want to reassess what I said about Henry last episode, factoring in Ben, which I forgot to do last week. No, I don't think he is able to get the numbers. He will have to use his idol if they do go to tribal, in which case Lockie will probably be the one to go out. But seeing Henry's reaction when he realized that Jackie had been voted out also smashed my conspiracy theory from last week that maybe Henry was hoping she'd get voted out because she knew too much about him, knew he had the idol. He wanted to get away from the Henry-Jackie power couple thing, so I thought maybe he left kind of hoping that she would get voted out. Obviously not. He was not happy at all to see that she was gone, and it shattered him. You could see the wheels turning in his head where he's like, oh no, now what do I do? And later on, Henry said, I can't believe how silly these people are. I set up the game, and as soon as I leave, they don't know how to play anymore. So he obviously must have felt that he left them with a comfortable majority, but why would you think that, Henry? You and Ben leaving means they lose 2 allies and they're getting 2 new people who probably aren't allies. I mean, did you not think about that, or was it just a spur-of-the-moment decision? It probably was just a spur-of-the-moment decision. But we did see from Jackie and Kent's gameplay in last episode, they didn't do a very good job of organising that. They didn't really make much effort to try to win over Tara and Annalise. So yeah, Henry, it looks like he really was the centre of that alliance, and now it's being picked apart by Luke. And with AK gunning for him on the Summertown tribe, Henry's in a lot of trouble. Just good thing he has that idol. But Henry launches his game show Henry plan, Hen the Fantastic as he calls it, being charismatic and funny and getting everyone laughing, hoping that everyone will like him. Maybe people will be more receptive to working with him. Kind of backfired though, because Tessa actually said he's so much fun, really brought to my mind that he has to go. Only in Survivor can you get anyone saying stuff like that. He's so wonderful, he's such a great person, and that's a problem. Only in Survivor do you hear stuff like that. So just as things were looking great for Henry and I'm making my number 1 pick, now he's in some serious trouble. I just hope he can find a way out of it. But meanwhile, on Asaga, the tribe that actually did go to council, they got the ice cream reward. In that we saw Annalise getting the clue that was hidden in the trees. She did a really good job of pretending to take all the husks, of oh, these are good husks, we can use them for the fire. Very clever, good tactic there. I don't think anyone suspected anything, but this was another shouting at the TV screen moment for me when she decides to share the clue with Sarah. I don't know why so many different survivors, when they find idols or find clues, they feel the need to share it with someone else. Shut up! Shut up! Don't tell anyone else about your idol. It gives them leverage over you. All they have to do is tell everyone else that you have the idol, and they're going to want to preemptively blindside you to flush the idol out. Don't tell anyone! God, I mean, at least with Annalisa, she thought that she might not be able to get it at the challenge on her own, so she might need a second pair of hands out there to try to grab it. But this did cause a lot of confusion on Twitter, because I was under the impression, as many others were on Twitter, that the idol rules are finders keepers. Whoever puts their hands on it, it's their idol. Whoever touches it first, it's their idol. So if Sarah grabs it first, even if she's grabbing it on behalf of Annalisa, that would technically make it Sarah's idol, right? I think that's how the rules work, but didn't matter in the end because Annalise did end up getting it by herself, proving she didn't need to tell Sarah. I mean, I know she wants to make a bond with Sarah, but you can do that without putting yourself at risk by letting someone else know you have an idol. But I have to say, I did like the host Jono's coded sort of line to Annalise before that challenge of, hey, you really brought it home with the reward challenge. Do you reckon you got another win in your sights today? There's like that double meaning. He's referring to also the immunity idol that she's got to sort of get in her sights and get. Good job, Jono. I like that. But after they lost the immunity challenge, this led to the second shouting at the TV screen moment of the episode for me, which was Kent setting up shop so that everyone can come to him. He's not going to even try to talk people into voting with him. Kent, this is embarrassing, mate. Have you not seen the show before? You know, if you just sit around on your ass, you'll get voted out. You need to convince people. You need to get off your flabby ass and talk to people and hopefully do a better job than you did in the last episode, which resulted in Jackie getting voted out because you wanted to take the reins, as Jackie said. But after a few people do come up and talk to him, the plan he suggests to them is voting out Michelle. The exact same plan that he tried the last couple of times. That didn't work the last couple of times either, and that everyone's already shown that they're not interested in pursuing that plan. Yeah, let's just keep doing the same thing that doesn't work over and over. That's how you're gonna win, Kent. I'm sorry, I'm being rough on Kent. It's just, what are you doing? Come on. I mean, I guess I was frustrated at Kent because it was his idea to actually vote for Sarah last week because he identified that she was a threat. He could have used that to like maybe even go to Luke and point out that however the vote goes tonight, you are going to have to deal with Sarah. Now, do you want to deal with her later on when you might not have the numbers, or now when you will have the numbers because of me and Odette with you? If I go, you're going to be completely outnumbered by chicks, and if they form an all-girls alliance, you're seriously screwed. You know, I mean, that would be something that I think Luke would actually listen to and would take into account. I mean, he's not an idiot, Luke. He might act like an idiot sometime, but he's not an idiot. I mean, look at the breakdown. You've got Luke, Jericho, and Michelle. On the other side, you've got Kent and Odette, and in the middle there, loosely aligned with Luke, is Tara, Annalise, and Sarah. Now, once Kent is gone, like as he was voted out at the end of this episode, what's going to happen with Odette? Well, she's going to be looking for somewhere to go. She's going to be looking for some team to hook up with, and she does already have a bit of a relationship with these other girls, so it's going to be very easy for them to hook her back in, considering that Tara herself is already interested in taking a shot at Michelle. Tara's very close with Annalise. Annalise is now very close with Sarah. If they bring in Odette, see the problem here? 4 versus 3. Like if Kent had come to Luke with a projection like this of what happens after you vote me out, do you really want to be 3 versus possibly 4? Do you really trust them that much? Or do you want to use my vote now to take out a threat that you're going to have to take out later anyway, but you might not be able to later, which is Sarah? I mean, I just think that would have been better than Kent just setting up shop and suggesting a plan that didn't work last couple of times. But mind you, anything would be better than that. And the voting patterns, when we look at who voted, it went pretty much as Luke's alliance planned it out. That all of the girls vote for Kent, and Luke and Jericho both vote for Odette. And of course, Kent and Odette voted for Michelle, but it didn't matter. So, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know, Kent. You seem like a nice guy, but just, yeah, your strategy was really lacking this season. So next time, I think Odette getting sort of hooked in with this, like it's not a power couple, these 3 girls, it's like a power threesome. A trifecta, that's what it is. She'll probably get hooked in with the trifecta, and then they'll go for Michelle. Because there's already rumblings about going for Michelle from Tara. So that's probably, if I was to predict what will happen next episode, if they go to tribal, that's probably what I predict. Either that or they take out Luke, but I doubt they will because Luke's a big provider around camp and he's one of the big muscle guys in the challenges, and Sarah's already said that's important. She was hesitant to vote out Kent for that very reason. He was useful in the challenges, in that he was a big sort of physical force, which is useful in like the wrestling contests and stuff like that. So I don't think they'll go for Luke. I don't think they'll go for Jericho either. He seems to be like too liked, or maybe he's just not viewed as much of a threat yet, although he is a threat, we know that. And I was very interested to see the little promo at the end of this episode pointing out that they're going to introduce a new type of idol. I did a separate video of this that I just uploaded before this one, before the episode comes out, because you might remember I auditioned to try to get on this show. I didn't get in, but I did get to an interview, and during the interview I actually pitched my idea for a new type of idol, so I am curious as to whether they might have taken that idea and used it in the show. We'll just have to wait and see, but it'll be awesome if it happens. So if you're a fan of the show, please share these videos around with your friends, and of course be sure to follow me on Twitter during the show. I do a lot of live tweeting of different stuff, and until next time, I will see you guys in the comments.